students, good morning to all of you. Till yesterday class, we have covered surface tension, and there is only one portion left in that section, that is capillary effect, capillary rise and capillary depression. Now we need to finish it, and after that, we will start pressure. Please tell me number of questions that we have solved till now. Thirteen, 12, 13. Okay. How many of you solved it? Please tell me the answer of this question. What is the answer? What will be the answer of this question? Tell me. Second option. Second option, second option, first option, first option, first option, second option. The second option is the correct one. Very nice. Very nice. The students who got second option, correct one. Second is the correct answer of this one. Now we will solve it. Initially we have this R is equal to 1 millimeter. Drop. And after splitting, you are getting 64 drops. But we know that one concept. This question is not BTech level. This question is from 12th. Already they asked in IIT JEE this question. Volume before splitting is equal to volume after splitting. Volume before splitting is equal to volume after splitting. 4/3 pi r cube is equal to n into 4/3 pi r cube. Is it clear? Is there any rocket science? No. 4/3 and 4/3 will cancel out. Pi and pi will cancel out. R cube is equal to n into r cube. R cube is equal to 4r is equal to r by n to the power 1/3. Diameter 1 millimeter, 0.5 millimeter. that 1 millimeter is not the, that is diameter. So you will get 0.5 millimeter divided by 64 to the power 1 by 3, 0.125 millimeter. Is it okay? And now we know that W is equal to sigma into delta. I have already told you. Surface tension is given into n into 4 pi r square minus 4 pi r square. Put the value and get the answer. 0.073. But again, it is a future gate question. They can ask this question in exam. Into 4 pi 64 into 0.125 square minus 0.5 square, and you will get W is equal to 0.69 into 10 is to after solving. This is the correct answer of this question. Very good, very good. Very good. How is it possible? You are getting option 4, Ranjan? Write down next, capillary effect. Again, it is also a consequence of surface tension, capillary effect. Can you tell me any example of capillary effect? Example of capillary effect. In very big trees, the water will reach to the top of the tree with the help of the capillary effect only. Other examples, if you belong to rural areas, in rural areas, we use kerosene lamps, and in kerosene lamps, the kerosene will go up in cotton with the help of the capillary effect only. Is it clear? So these are the examples of the capillary effect. And again, surface tension is responsible for that. So write down another interesting consequence of surface tension. Another interesting consequence of surface tension is the capillary effect. Is the capillary effect, which is the rise or fall of a liquid in a very small diameter, in a small diameter tube, inserted into a liquid. And such narrow tube are known as capillaries. such narrow tubes or confined flow channels are called capillaries What do you mean by meniscus? You use one term, meniscus. So what do you mean by meniscus? All these are small terms related to the capillary effect. Meniscus, contact angle, the interface surface. Modified your language. Anyone else? What do you mean by meniscus? Sir, this time is to sleep, sir. We are in sleeping mode. Upper boundary of the liquid surface. The uppermost surface. The concave surface. My dear, it is very simple that curved free surface is known as the curved free surface. Very nice. And it is not necessary that it is always concave. It may be convex also. So simple is that curved free surface is known as meniscus. Capillaries. Can take example. The rise of kerosene. The rise of kerosene to a cotton wick. The rise of kerosene through a cotton wick inserted into a into the reservoir. Reservoir of a kerosene lamp is due to this effect. Other example, the capillary effect is also partially responsible for the rise of water to the top of all trees. What do we mean by meniscus? The curved free surface. The curved free surface. The curved free surface of a liquid in a capillary tube. In a capillary tube is called the meniscus. Is called the meniscus. It may be concave, convex, or flat also, because that depend on the that will depend on the contact angle. Next point. Because you commonly observe, I can give you two example, one of water or any other fluid and one of mercury. It is commonly observed that water in a glass container water in a glass container curves up slightly at the edges where it touches the glass surface. But opposite occurs in mercury. It curves down at the edges. Or we can also write this thing like this. This effect is usually expressed as is usually expressed as that water wets the surface by sticking to it, while mercury does not. And the strength of capillary effect is quantified by the contact angle. First, draw two diagrams. Here we have water. Here we have mercury. Now, please tell me one thing. Assume it is 1, it is 2. Here it is 1, it is 2. Which one is contact angle? Phi or theta? 1 or 2? Can you tell me which one is contact angle in first diagram and in second diagram? Which one is contact angle? First or second? Second. First. But sir, we are very intelligent person. Second. Theta. First, second, first, second, first, second. Even you are confused in such type of concept also. Which you studied from your 11th class. Britannia 50-50. 50% students giving right answer and 50% students giving wrong answer. For first, for second, second. For water, it is phi. It is theta. Here it is given with the surface of the container. Second one is the correct one. First one is the correct one. In first diagram, first one. Second diagram, second one. Very nice. In first diagram, second one. Second diagram, first one. This is the contact angle. What is the definition of contact angle? With the surface or with the container? Write down next point. If I skipped all these topics, then I can understand your condition in other subjects. The strength of the strength of the capillary effect the strength of the capillary effect is quantified by the contact angle phi, which is defined as the angle that the tangent to the liquid surface makes with the solid surface at the point of contact. This is the fundamental definition of contact angle. And we know that the surface tension force acts along this tangent line towards the solid surface. Again, there are two conditions: phi greater than 90 and phi less than 90. A liquid is said to wet the surface when phi is less than 90 degree and not to wet the surface. When phi is 90 greater than 90 degree. In atmospheric air, in atmospheric air, the contact angle of water, the contact angle of water with glass is nearly zero. So sometimes in numerical, if you don't have any idea of the contact angle, then you need to take 0 degree and cos 0 degree is equal to 1. Therefore, we can say, therefore, the surface tension force the surface tension force acts upward on water in a glass tube along the circumference along the circumference tending to pull the water up, pull the water up, and as a result, water rises in the tube. Water rises in the tube until till which point water will rise in the tube. Till which point? You know that derivation, na? Capillary rise or capillary depression. Till which point it will rise? I am asking a very simple question. When pressure are equal or force will balance? Which one is correct one? Till to the atmospheric pressure. Very nice, Haldar. Surface tension. Then it will equal to the force balance. Okay. But this force will balance. Very nice. When it will balances with the gravity or weight. That is the correct answer. Very nice. Until the until the weight of the liquid in the tube above the liquid level of the reservoir. Above the liquid level of the reservoir. Above the liquid level of the reservoir. Balances the surface tension force. Balances the surface tension force. And I can also explain the phenomena of capillary rise or capillary depression in terms of the cohesive forces and adhesive forces also. But I already told you that it is a consequence of surface tension. But surface tension, the origin of the surface tension is cohesive force. So there is no need to use so much mind. Now we will derive the capillary rise. Now we will calculate the capillary rise. Expression for capillary rise. Is a correct, it will like this. This one is glass tube. The height is h. Along the tangent, this is the angle theta. Pressure acting two times r. Capillary rise. Draw this diagram. And this third surface is known as meniscus. And its weight will act like this. W. And this force is 2 pi r into sigma s. Draw this diagram first. Very nice, very nice. Draw this diagram. Consider a glass tube of small diameter d. Consider a glass tube of small diameter d opened at both the ends both the ends and inserted in a liquid. Assume water. Then the liquid will rise. Then the liquid will rise in the tube above the level of the liquid. Above the level of the liquid. And we know that the magnitude of the capillary rise the magnitude of the capillary rise in a circular tube can be determined from a force balance on the cylindrical liquid column O5H O5H in the tube, and the bottom of the liquid column the bottom of the liquid column is at the same level as free surface is at the same level as the free surface of the reservoir. As the free surface of the reservoir, and thus the pressure there must be equal to the must be atmospheric pressure. Must be atmospheric pressure. And this balance the atmospheric pressure the atmospheric pressure acting at the top surface of the liquid column and thus these two effects cancel each other. Now the The weight of the liquid column is given by, please tell me, the weight of the liquid column is given by, the weight of the liquid column is given by, where W is equal to M into G, and you will write M. Rohit, capillary rise in the same liquid, in water only, not other liquid. Sir, where is where is phi located? Just a minute. Again, the concept of phi is same. Where will be phi? The phi will be here. This is the phi. Then you need to make balance its vertical component with the weight only. So the weight is given by area of the tube. I am going to write each and every term. Area of the tube into height. Area of the tube into height, volume into density. Volume into density, mass, and into G. So pi by 4 d square, that is area, into height, volume, into density, mass, and into G. So it is W is equal to mg. And it will be balanced by the vertical component of the force due to surface tension. The vertical force or the vertical component of the surface tension force is given by force is sigma into circumference into its vertical component cos theta, because you know that na, if you have theta and it is f, this component is f cos theta and this component is f sin theta. Sigma into pi into d or 2 pi r into cos theta, and at equilibrium pi by 4 d square h rho into g is equal to sigma pi d cos theta. Pi and pi will cancel out. 1d and 1d will cancel out. We will get h is equal to 4 sigma cos theta divided by rho into g into d. 4 sigma cos theta divided by rho into g into d. And one more thing. What is the limitation of this formula? Sir, nice derivation, was desperately waiting for this topic to be covered. Thank you. Welcome, dear. I am asking a very simple thing. What is the limitation of this one? We need to cover each and everything because they introduce surface tension in your GATE syllabus. And surface tension means each and everything should be there. Because all these part we covered, that is a part of surface tension. And I am 1000% sure that whatever question they will ask, now you are able to solve each and every question related to the surface tension in GATE. D should be very small. Any other? Surface tension cannot be zero. This formula is applicable for both the conditions, depression as well as elevation. Liquid should be water. No, this is not this one. If theta is equal to 90 degree, then but how is it possible that theta is equal to 90 degree? Angle cannot be 90 degree. That is even, but nearly for mercury also I hope nearly 135 or around that we have angle. Very nice. And if theta is equal to 0, then cos 0 is equal to 1. That 90 it is not possible because for minus 180. So this relation is also valid. This relation is also valid for non-wetting liquids. Such as mercury in glass, and gives the capillary drop and gives the capillary drop. Or you can use a term capillary depression. Some write down some PTR. Point to remember. First point. At 20 degrees Celsius and for water, H is equal to 0.30 divided by d meters. Where d is the diameter. D is the diameter of tube. Next one. With increase in diameter of the tube, with increase in diameter of the tube, with increase in the diameter of the tube, capillary rise decreases. Capillary rise decreases. And for a tube of diameter, for a tube of diameter more than 6 millimeter, the capillary rise is negligible. All these are very fundamental points. Is negligible. With increase in diameter, after 6 millimeter, you will not feel capillary rise. One more point on reducing the height of the capillary tube, on reducing the height of the capillary tube, then the required height, the curvature of the liquid surface inside the capillary tube rearranges itself, the contact angle increases, for a interface and it decreases for a non-wetting surface. For a non-wetting interface. All these some conclusion beyond your imagination. Please write down some small points and remember that. Such type of question they can ask in interview that capillary rise up to which diameter tube. They will give you option that it will rise always. No sir, it should be up to a limit. Write down question number 14. Two 10471. All these are experimental verified results. Write down question number 14. A 0.6 millimeter diameter glass tube is inserted into a liquid at 20 degrees Celsius in a cup. Determine the capillary rise of water in the tube. And it is not given that about the contact angle. Then it means phi will be equal to 0, cos 0 is equal to 1. Tell me answer. And you already know at 20 degrees Celsius, the surface tension of water is 0.073 Newton per meter. And the contact angle of water with glass is nearly 0. And density of the water you already know 1000 kg per meter cube. The right answer of this question is 0.5 millimeter or 5 centimeter. 0.05 meter or 5 centimeter is the correct answer. 22222027, yes, you can use. And you will get the right answer. Very nice. Now with the help of method 1, conventional method, if you have a lot of time, and H is given as 2 sigma S divided by rho G into R into cos phi 2 into 0.073 rho into 1000 G into 9.81 D into 10 is to power minus 3 cos 0 degree. So you will get 0.05 meter. So you will get 5 centimeter with the help of this formula. Method 2. I told you at 20 degrees Celsius and for water, because most of the time you will get the problem related to water only. Because we need to save our time also. No? And H is equal to 0.30 by D. The answer will be in meter, but you need to take care one thing, that D is in centimeter. So H is equal to 0.30. The diameter is given 0.6 millimeter. You need to convert this in centimeter. 6 centimeter. 6 H is equal to 0.05 meter. For H is equal to 5 centimeter. So you can solve in one step also like this. In exam, it will save you at least 30 seconds. Is it clear? Just a minute, I did. Okay. By mistake. Because 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeter. Please tell me after calculating the value. First convert it into centimeter and then tell me. I took reverse. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 millimeter is equal to 0.1 centimeter. Just check, are you getting the same answer? Very good. So you will solve from this also. Sometimes by mistake. From both the methods, you will get the right answer. In such a manner, we have finished this. Write down one more question, then we will start next one. Are we getting the same answer or not? Okay. Very good. I also got right answer with the help of wrong method. That's why I need to verify that formula. Okay, I will check it once. Don't worry. I will discuss later. Write down next question number 15. Number 15. Match the following. Match the following. List first and list second. A, B, C, D. Lubrication. Rise of sap in trees. Again a UPSC question. Formation of droplets. In such a manner, they cover each and every topic. Formation of droplets. Cavitation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Capillary. Vapor pressure. Viscosity. And surface tension. A very simple question. Tell me the answer. Please tell me the right answer of this question. Very nice. Lubrication is due to viscosity. It is due to cavitation is due to vapor pressure. Formation of droplets due to surface tension. And it is due to capillary. Very nice. One more question. Again, match the following. List 1. List second. A, B, C, D. Capillarity. Vapor pressure. Viscosity. Specific gravity. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cavitation. Density of water. Shear forces. And surface tension. What will be the right answer of this one? It is fluid property and it is related term. Please tell me, capillary is due to. Very nice. Capillary is due to surface tension. Capillary is due to surface tension. Viscosity is due to shear forces. Again, vapor pressure, cavitation, and specific gravity density. And in exam, they ask such type of question just so that they can cover each and every topic of the exam. Is it clear? I hope up to this point, each and every point should be okay. Now next, 220106. Once I will check that, so that's why I told you I will discuss after some time. Because if sometime there is any mistake, so we need to rectify that. Very nice. Up to this point, we covered all the basic things. Now we will discuss vapor pressure and cavitation. And after that, we will start. PTR means point to remember. PTR means point to remember. Not parents teacher report card. No, that is not PTR. PTR means point to remember. Now we will start the vapor pressure and cavitation. So my next question to you, sir, cavitation in pumps, yes, that we will use in the pump, but here we should know the basic about the what is vapor pressure, and cavitation is related to the vapor pressure, and that NPSH and NPSHR we will discuss at the time of pump. But here we will discuss because we are in starting phase. So what do you mean by vapor pressure? What do you mean by vapor pressure? सर एंटोइन इक्वेशन से जो निकलता है, pressure exerted by the vapor on liquid surface at equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the vapor molecules on liquid surface, very nice, the pressure exerted by the vapor surface of the liquid at equilibrium, at which surface? On the pressure exerted by the vapor molecules, vapor in phase equilibrium, okay, the vapor exerted by the pressure exerted by the vapor in the liquid. Everyone knows. Very nice. Now, what do you mean by cavitation? And a very famous question that to avoid cavitation. What do you mean by cavitation? What do you mean by cavitation? No, NPSH is a different thing. That is net positive suction had to avoid cavitation. Sir, collapsing of bubbles is known as cavitation. No. Okay, in which condition cavitation occurs? When the pressure exceeds greater than the vapor pressure. Okay. At high pressure, less pressure, less or high. Again, you are confusing all these things. Very nice, Ibraj. Okay, let's start. First, we will discuss vapor pressure. Finally, this topic is also finished. By and one day I will finish the complete FM. Vapor pressure. Consider a closed container. Sorry. Consider a liquid, assume water. Consider a liquid, assume water, which is confined in a closed vessel. Which is confined in a closed vessel. Initially, assume the temperature, same as thermodynamics. I always took 20 degrees Celsius. Here also. Assume the temperature or initial temperature. Assume the temperature of the liquid is 20 degrees Celsius. Of the liquid is 20 degrees Celsius. And the pressure is atmospheric pressure. And the pressure is atmospheric pressure. Now we need to supply heat to the water, and after some time, the temperature will reach up to 100 degrees Celsius. Then the liquid will vaporize. The liquid will vaporize at 100 degrees Celsius. Then vaporization takes place. Then what will happen? Then the molecules will escape from the liquid surface, and these are the escaped molecules. The molecules will escape. The molecules escapes from the liquid surface from the liquid surface, and these vapor molecules get accumulated get accumulated get accumulated in the space between the space between the free liquid surface and the top of the container or vessel, and these accumulated vapor particles or these accumulated vapor molecules will exert a pressure on the free surface of the liquid, and this pressure is known as vapor pressure. We can write these accumulated these accumulated vapor exert a pressure on the liquid surface, and this pressure is known as vapor pressure. Is known as vapor pressure. This pressure is known as vapor pressure. Or you can write the vapor pressure PV of a pure substance is defined as the pressure exerted by its vapor in phase equilibrium. It is the standard definition. Phase equilibrium with its liquid at a given temperature. And we know that vapor pressure is a property of pure liquid or pure substance. And there should be no confusion between partial pressure or vapor pressure. Both are different things. Uddhav, in this month, today class last, I will show you the slides of that one. Arey Somo Pro, I told you na that we are going to supply some heat na, because there is no magic na that 20 degree to 100 degree Celsius. When we will supply some heat, then only in that condition we will use. Just to explain that initially we have temperature, and by we are going to supply some heat. Then after some time a condition will reach when the temperature is 100 degrees Celsius, pressure is 1 atm. Then bubbles, vapor generated. Okay, you can write one more line about the vapor pressure. Otherwise, again, you will confuse. Because partial pressure is that pressure. Partial pressure is defined as the pressure. Partial pressure is defined as the pressure of a gas or vapor in a mixture with other gases. With other gases, but here exerted by its vapor only. That is the basic difference between this one and this one. And you know all the condition of saturated liquid, vapor, saturated vapor, saturated liquid, you only. What is saturation pressure, saturation temperature, that I have already discussed in the this one. Again, one student, sir, Antoine equation. Then Antoine equation I already told you, but with the help of Antoine equation, you will get the vapor pressure. Again, we have two types of components. Then vapor pressure, we have two components in Antoine equation. One is LVC, one is MVC. More volatile component and less volatile component. Is it clear? So if we have more volatile component, it means vapor pressure will be high or less. If you have more volatile component, then vapor pressure should be high. If you have less volatile component, then vapor pressure should be low. Is it clear? And the vapor pressure of the liquid increases with the temperature, increases with increase in temperature. Thus, a liquid at higher pressure boils at higher temperature. Again, a very simple example. Suppose at mountains, from your 8th, 9th class, you are listening this example. Write down one more point. Okay, sir, correlation between this one and this one. Wait a second. Write down one more point. Vapor pressure of the liquid increases with the time. Increases with the time. Sorry. Increases the temperature, not time. Increases with the temperature. Thus, a liquid at higher pressure boils at higher temperature. And we know that at the boiling point of the liquid, at the boiling point of the liquid, vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. Okay, the student asks, sir, when will say, write down. Otherwise, you will not sleep properly. I asked a question to sir and sir did not tell me. Write down one more point. In an open system or in an open atmosphere, the vapor of the liquid the vapor of the liquid exerts a partial pressure on the liquid surface which is known as the vapor pressure of the liquid. Now happy. Vapor pressure of the liquid, and it is a property of pure liquid vapor. And we know that we use mercury in barometers due to which property? We use mercury in barometers due to which property of the mercury? Related to this concept, low vapor pressure. Very nice. Next, it is all about the vapor VP. Cavitation. The definition you already know. I will write in terms of simple language so that at any time when you will revise, you will get each and everything. Suppose we have a liquid and that liquid is going to flow. So when a liquid flows into a region where its pressure where its pressure is reduced to reduced to vapor pressure, then what will happen? It starts vaporizing. It starts vaporizing, or we can say, or boiling. And we can say, and bubbles are formed. You know, boiling is a bubble. In boiling, bubble formation takes place. You know the difference between boiling, condensation, evaporation. What is the basic difference between boiling and evaporation? What is the basic difference between boiling and evaporation? Or sir, both are same. Just you are trying to make us, but we are already. Evaporation occurs naturally. Okay. Boiling you need to do. Evaporation takes place at any temperature. Boiling at 100 degrees Celsius. Always boiling at 100 degrees Celsius at any pressure. Say, my dear friends, in boiling, bubble formation takes place, and in evaporation, there is no bubble formation. And bubbles are formed. And bubbles are formed. and the bubbles are formed in the liquid. These vapor bubbles are carried along with the with flowing liquid until a region of high pressure reached or higher pressure is reached, where they suddenly collapse as the vapor condenses to liquid again. And these bubbles may also collapse even at the point they formed they are formed because of the momentary local increase in pressure at that point. Local increase in pressure at that point. So when a vapor bubble collapse, when a vapor bubble collapse, a cavity is formed on the surface. A cavity is formed and the surrounding liquid rushes to fill it, and this process of formation of vapor bubbles and their collapsing is called cavitation. And it is an unwanted phenomenon. So if you want to stop this phenomena, then you need to maintain pressure above the vapor pressure or less the vapor pressure. Above the vapor pressure or less the vapor pressure, then above the vapor pressure. So it is the condition to avoid cavitation. And they ask this question in exam 2-3 times in one, 2-3 marks, 2-3 times in 1 marks, and in PSU 5 more than 5-6 times. Because in PSU they ask very basic common questions. So to avoid cavitation, you need to maintain a pressure greater than the vapor pressure. To avoid cavitation, we need to maintain a pressure we need to maintain a pressure greater than the vapor pressure. So a very simple phenomenon. So if any fluid is flowing and at any point the pressure is equal to vapor pressure or less than vapor pressure, then what will happen? Vaporization takes place or boiling takes place, then bubble formation takes place, and these bubbles are carried with the help of liquid to the and in the higher pressure region they collapse, and you can understand like that from the Newton's second law, the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to force. And when these bubbles collapse, it will create cavities on the surface. And the formation of these cavities is known as cavitation. And to avoid this unwanted phenomena, we need to maintain a pressure greater than the vapor pressure. 21176, that about suction, discharge, we will talk all these terms at the time of pump, not here. Is it clear? I hope up to this point, each and every point should be clear to each and every student. Very nice. In such a manner, this topic is also finished. Now again, 99% students will confuse at next point. And about beta and kappa, I have already told you in thermodynamics. Volume expansivity and isothermal compressibility. Next, pressure and its measurement. Again, a very important topic. Okay, now I will give you 4 options and tell me which one is correct one. One is F by A. One is F by A. One is, because from 9th class you studied all these things. But sir, we are very intelligent persons. One, two, three, four, five. Six, and F perpendicular by A perpendicular 7. Which is the correct definition of pressure? Because you are expert in all these things from your 9th class. Which is the correct definition of the pressure among all these? or I am trying to make you all these are same? Very nice. 5, 2, 6, 1, 4, fifth one, 3, 1. Very nice. Sixth. Which one is pressure? I hope I asked this formula in thermodynamics also. The right answer of this question is this fifth is the correct one. And I told you this thing in at the time of thermo also. This is the correct definition of the pressure. F perpendicular divided by area. Write down this. So pressure is defined as a normal force exerted by a fluid per unit area. Pressure is a compressive force or tensile force. Pressure is compressive in nature. That's why always in a perpendicular manner towards the body. And we speak about the pressure, or we speak of pressure only when we deal with gas or liquid only. So pressure is F perpendicular by A. Pressure is F perpendicular by A. And that is Newton per meter square. Now unit 1 bar is equal to 10 is over 5 Pascal is equal to 0.1 megapascal is equal to 100 kilopascal. 1 ATM is equal to 1.01325 into 10 is to our 5 Pascal. 101.325 kilopascal or 1.01325 bar. This bar, not that bar. In similar manner, 1 kgf per centimeter square is equal to 9.807 Newton per centimeter square. Or 9.807 into 10 is to power 4 Newton per meter square. Or that is 9.807 into 10 is to power 4 Pascal. 0.9807 bar. 0.9679 ATM. because we have two components. One is normal stress and one is shear stress. So it is a component of force. So normal component is known as pressure and tangential one is known as shear. Write down next Pascal's law for pressure at a point suppose we have a point in a fluid system, then from every direction P a point in fluid system. So according to Pascal's law, according to Pascal's law, pressure at a point, pressure at a point in a fluid is equally distributed, in all the directions, in all directions. And pressure is equal to, pressure is vector or scalar. And in next 2 days, I will remove your fear from the YouTube, different type YouTube, because students have a lot of fear in their mind to calculate the pressure. And if you have proud on your fluid mechanics or on your pressure measurement, then today you can attempt the question of GATE 2020 2 marks question from the manometers, and then you will analyze that at which level they ask question in GATE exam. Scalar, vector, generally it is a tensor quantity, but we use it as a scalar quantity. Is it clear? Very good. I hope you enjoyed this session also. Now just I am going to showing the one chapter of the book, because the book is just about to publish. Not just about to publish, just available in market soon in this month only. Just I will show you the just fluid mechanics only. Just give me 1 minute. सर मजा आ जाता है आपकी क्लास करके, भाई बहुत मेहनत करके पढ़ाते हैं, मजा ऐसे ही थोड़ी आता है. If I am teaching this subject nearly 50-60 times, just give me 1 minute. Sir, your teaching is very nice. I enjoyed you. Thank you very much. Now I am going to show the, suppose it is fluid mechanics. So it is chapter number 3, fluid mechanics. First syllabus, fluid statics, Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluid, like this. Then chapter wise, topic wise analysis. Then from fluid statics, fluid kinematics, Newtonian and non-Newtonian fluids, Bernoulli, macroscopic. That every year the question they asked. Then important formulas, definition, fluid and its properties, all the fluid property, density, specific weight, specific gravity or density, surface tension, vapor pressure, cavitation, no slip condition, dynamic viscosity, then types of fluid, pseudoplastic, then fluid statics, pressure and its measurement, laminar turbulence, Archimedes principle, hydrostatic equilibrium, boundary layer condition, continuity equation, vorticity, rotation, Bernoulli equations with correction factor, hydraulic, radius, diameter, friction factor chart, dimensional analysis and similitude, so that before one day of the exam you can revise within 1 hour complete classification of pump unit, dimensional analysis and similitude, characteristic curve of a pump, orifice meter, flow meters, full bore meter, insertion meter, then questions last 21 years. After that, in solution, we have first topic of the question, then right answer, and then its explanation with formula used in that one. And it is same for every chapter. No. Sir, this is not a book. This is the new Gita for GATE chemical engineer aspirants. So soon you will get, I hope in the till the last of this month. Because I am just, if there is any error, that it is the last proofreading is going on. And 90% of them, more than out of 10, 6 to 8 subjects already finished. Sir, Pascal's law ka last line. It is the last line of the Pascal's law. That according to Pascal's law, pressure at a point in a fluid is equally distributed in all directions. It is the first and last line of the Pascal's law. Including all the subjects, all the 10 subjects. Why this book is written by me? It took 1.5 years. I wrote each and every line from my hand with pen. The cost will be decided by Wiley publication. I don't have an idea for that. And on that, we will decide after the launching. I tried to cover because students always requested, sir, we need a such type of book in which so that before exam we can revise all the formulas, concept, and all these things, so that I did my best. In this month, I hope till the last of this month. So keep learning, keep smiling, be happy. My next batch students are waiting because the next batch timing is 8:45, just after your this one. Is it clear? I hope up to this concept, not 100, nearly 250 already booked. Up to this point, each and every concept should be clear. And again, next 2-3 classes, again, I will remove your all the doubts, the related to the pressure measurement and the manometry, then in which manner we will measure the fluid pressure. Otherwise, students have a lot of confusion in these things. Sir, tonight I can sleep peacefully because my all doubts are cleared. Okay. Thank you. Good day. Crystal clear. Okay. Thank you very much. Keep learning, keep smiling, be happy. We will meet tomorrow. Have a nice day. Now I need to entertain my next batch students.